Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. So yesterday we worked on our dialogue system a bit, and we got to the point where we are now pausing the game effectively because we cannot walk our character when we're in a dialogue like this, but we're animating everything on screen that needs to be animated during the dialogue. So yesterday we got that working. Hey, what's up, Squinch? The bad thing is I just tried this 2 seconds ago. If we walk into a warp zone instead of a scene transition, this is a scene transition, what I call, and then this is a warp zone because it's not adjacent to the previous map. We're getting the animatables from the previous tile. Yo, sounds good, Squinch. Good luck. So every animatable from here is being carried over to the next warp zone, which makes sense because we are not updating the animatable to flush until we do a scene transition. So you see it faded away when we walked in here because that was a scene change, so we inherit the proper animatable table, but we need to clear it for a warp. Oh no, look at this, it's not loading here anymore. It does if we reload the scene change. So this is something I didn't realize was busted yesterday, so we'll just have to fix that. So let's see. I'm hoping for today. I'll wait till Squinch gets back and I'll tell him. But yeah, let's see if we can fix this. And then okay, so we are doing this thing. Now, what we did yesterday was we moved our animatables out into the play state. So what that looks like is we have a global animatables table, and we are right here. We're initializing the animatables table of our play state to be the scene that we instantiate the play state on. And then, as long as the state machine is a play state, we're going to be updating that animatables table. So we should have this thing set. I'm trying to remember where we did this yesterday. So oh man, yeah, we took this out. Okay. I have to find where we did the scene transition animatable reset. Oh, animatables. Okay. This is in our play state still. We need to go to our scene and check there. Okay. So it looks like, oh no. Oh, okay, no, this is good. Okay, so the thing is, on a warp zone, we need to set the scene view of the being teleported to warp zone.animatables table to be, and then we run this insert animation and we pass in the row that we're going to. Because what happens is when we give this, if we look at this insert animation class, all it's doing is it's updating. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about this, it kind of makes sense to keep these global instead of the update for the insert animation class. But basically all this insert animation is doing is putting in a function into the animatables table for every animatable that there is. So if there's no animatable, this won't add anything, but what it will do is it'll overwrite any previous animatable that was in there with no functions to run, which means no functions to update and add animatables, which is what is causing our problem here. So we need to run this, we need to essentially do this same exact thing, but under a warp zone and not just a finish shifting, which is our scene transition, not our warp zone. So a warp zone is going from anywhere to a non-adjacent tile, like the underground dungeon, which isn't an adjacent scene. So let's find our warp zone and see if we can't add this to a warp zone init or something. So we have this warp zone as part of our table. We need to find where we're doing. We have to find where we are triggering the warp zone. So look, if in our play state, we do this thing. If we're seen transitioning by colliding with a warp zone, then we're gonna instantiate this new scene. So this is where we need to do it. Once we have the new scene, we need to go into our state machine. We need to go into the current animatables table, and we need to insert the animation from this new scene view current map row and scene view current map column. So that, I'm thinking that should be it. Let's see. Okay, animatables working. They're gone. And let's see. They're back. Okay, I think we fixed it. Sweet. Okay, so today's docket here. We're going to be working on finalizing the opening cinematic. So we start in the volcano, Mage rescues us, takes us here, and then this is what we're going to be adding today is the text for this beginning. Now we can take out this salto pause stuff. This was for testing, but we have the advancement working. So we just need to sculpt the dialogue system and then finish the scripting for the guys, and then possibly add some extra sprite animation. Got work in the morning, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do, but we'll see how much I can get done. So let's see. Let's first go into our dialogue box, and we'll take out all of the debugging that we don't need anymore. I'm gonna find any reference of salto and make sure we don't use them anymore, because this was just a way to test running stuff. So sorry, salto. The good news is salto is finishing up all of the artwork for the Steam release. It is looking so good, so I cannot wait to update the page with all the new game specific artwork. It's going to be so sick, so I'm very excited for when that's done. Super stoked. Great. Okay. Let's look at our map declarations, and we'll see what our dialog box is for. We have this dialog box. I think it's at the very end here. Okay, cool. So this is it. We have two methods of dialog box. Signpost probably should just turn into just general dialogue, whereas meditate is, or idle is actually where we have the option to meditate. So here is where we'll add the text for the dialogue here, and we'll say that this is crazy. Like, this is the moment where we're literally putting the first words the player will see in our game. This is what we're adding right now. So this is kind of special. I mean, we're probably going to change it, but it's just cool that this is the first text in the game. So let's say, Mage is coming to check on Tashio after he's rescued him. So first thing he's going to ask is, "Are you okay?" And then we need this to be its own line, this own page of dialogue. So I'm trying to remember how we did this in a way where we could add a multiple page dialogue, and we're doing it, for example, for the map 7.4, I believe. we have two things. We have a dungeon and we have a tavern, right? So where we mention tavern, it looks like we add two spaces consecutively, and that will add a new page. So however we program that, we are doing, if you do two spaces, it treats it as a new page. So after "Are you okay?" there's going to be a ... and that's going to signify Tashio's response. You know, we don't get to hear it, but I think it's going to be like this, where Tashio doesn't really talk. He just gets talked at. So he's going to say, "Are you okay?" And then he says, Do you remember anything? And then another ... and then it's going to be you know, we kind of need to infer that he says, "I'm okay, but I don't remember anything." So or maybe he says, like, "You don't remember anything." And we need an escape character. "You don't remember anything," and then he can say, "There's much to relearn. But you have to take it slow." And then he's going to say, like, maybe he just says, you know, "Meet me at the library when you're ready for the next step," or something like that. You know, this is just placeholder dialogue. This is not the final dialogue. But it's like, "Meet me at the library when you are feeling ready." And then that's the end of the dialogue. So this is the option for the dialogue box object, and then it takes in an optional NPC to latch onto for the hitbox, which we need to be nil, and the dialogue box index, which is 1 because it is the first dialogue box that we've inserted into this scene. So let's see if any of that works. Now we've kind of scripted a shortcut for the opening scene transition here. So here we go. "Are you okay?" Oh shoot, man. Oh no. It is completely broken. Okay, let's try it again. It's completely broken. Nothing worked. I mean, like, the "Are you okay?" worked, right? So, like, let's see if just one page plus a space. I might be misremembering this. Holy crap. Okay. Okay, so we have the "Are you okay?" Let's see. "Are you okay?" Man, it really doesn't work. Really doesn't work, does it? Shoot, man. Really disheartening. I thought we were going to be able to just use it. I thought we already did this. Okay, so that works. It's just the second page that doesn't work. So let's go into our dialog box and see how we have spaces. Okay, I think we have a thing. If space character, we grab the index. If the last character was a space, gosh, we've got a lot of junk in here. You know, I'm not exactly sure. Let's test one thing real quick, and it's gonna be we have a space that has 2 pages of dialogue, and we're just gonna see what happens. You know, this says tavern and then dungeon. That's exactly what we want. So, you know, just different dialogue. So in our declarations here, I'm gonna see where we do that. Tavern, dungeon. let's try this. And we're gonna say, well, go into our 1019 dialog box, and I mean, ideally, we don't even need to technically change that. It's just, oh, shoot. Okay. This will be 1019. Okay, and then we will put the same exact thing in here. Tavern, dungeon. And if this doesn't work, then we know we're doing something different in the cinematic state than we are in the normal state. So if this doesn't work, then we really need to rehaul stuff. It doesn't work. All right, what's different, man? That's gonna drive me crazy. It doesn't work even though we're inserting the same exact dialog box. Shit. That's not good. Okay, let's look at our dialog box. Holy crap. I was really hoping that would just work. Yo, Squinch. We're trying to put the first lines of character, first lines of dialogue in the game here. And so we have it where in the game, I thought I had done this, and it's proof somewhat that we have the ability to have a dialogue box with sequential pages. So this is saying there's one page, it's a tavern. If you hit advance, then it says also there's a dungeon this way, and then that's the end of the dialogue. So there is a way to get 2 pages of dialogue in the system, or in a given dialog box object. And if we look at where we do that, we do it right here, tavern, dungeon. And how I did it is that if you add a space, you know, like the dialogue system's all crazy because we have to know if the next word we're about to print as we're printing character by character, if the next word's not going to fit on the current line, we need to advance the next line so that it prints on the new line instead of halfway print and then it passes the threshold, then it goes to the bottom. So I had it where if we have 2 spaces like this, it'll separate it into a new page. So it's like if it's a space and the previous character wasn't a space, go ahead and treat it as if there's a new word, so then start counting the word. But if the next character is a space, then add a new page. But the thing is, if we try to give a dialogue box like this to our cinematic dialogue box table, it doesn't do the multiple pages. So I'm trying to figure out, because we're spawning the same exact dialogue box in our 1019 scene, which is where the cinematic ends up, and we don't get that second page of dialogue. It just makes us press the advance twice. So it should say tavern and then dungeon, but what it really says is tavern and then we advance, nothing happens, and then we click again and then it goes off. So it's like it knows the current page count, I think, or the, let's see, oh, we took off the rendering. Let's put back on the rendering for the debug here. And then we'll see what it says for the max page or whatever it's called. Current page length. Okay, so the thing is, we put the 2 spaces in there, so it knows that there's a page length of 2. So, and it knows we're currently on page 1. If we hit P to advance, it does say page 2, but it doesn't reset the text index. Well, I guess it did reset the text index, it just didn't print the new stuff. So I don't know why it's different here in the cinematic than the normal overworld. So just trying to figure that out so it can work, because we got a lot of stuff I'm wanting to do today. And this was not on the menu, so I thought this was all figured out. So I'm kind of curious where we're doing a current page advance or a page length advance, something like that. Yeah, it's weird. Like, this was not on my radar for something to mess up. There's 4 references to page length, and the page length is a result of the total line count divided by 3. So it looks like probably what we're looking for. Well, and the thing is, this isn't wrong. The page length is being calculated right, so I don't think the issue's with the page length. It just has to do with the advance. It's really weird that it works fine in the overworld and not here. Yeah, because this... Oh my god. Yeah, the dialogue system is like... I'd say it's crappy because I made it. Like, it's literally... We have a text index. So it's like we start at the 0th character. While there are characters to check, you know, we cycle through all the characters. We advance our text index. We take a char of the substring of the exact character and we analyze it. If it's a letter, we're going to say, all right, well, we're grabbing a word because it's the start of a letter. We're going to grab the word index so that we can know, hey, we're already in a word. Advance our word count. If our text index equal to the text length, then we know we're at the end of the characters. So, god dang, it's so crazy. If the text index is equal to the text length, where is our text length? See, and the thing is, like, this is all working, so it's like, what are we doing differently? What are we doing differently in the render for the opening cinematic scene that is different than this? I don't know. Because it's like, I can talk through this all I want. At the end of the day, it works in the overworld and it doesn't work for the cinematic scene. So we have to figure out what's being performed differently in the opening cinematic versus the overworld. And it looks like we have mostly the same stuff. We got the right page count, we got the right current page, but pressing P didn't advance our dialogue system in the cinematic state. So why does that happen? So this looks like this is just for the advancement, so this isn't it. We do reset our text index to 1 and add our current page. So that is working. It just looks like the parsing for the pages aren't working. So what we can do is we can try to print up the line results on the page we're on. Gosh dang. Okay. So the pages table is a table that holds each page, and each page has an index of which line is what string. So if we print up, like, we can have a little function that just prints up the line results. Well, yeah, I mean, just to test it, right? Because it's like something's clearly broke, so even though it sounds stupid to print up the strings of these, it's not working. So we have to find out where it's not working in order to fix it. So right here, we're going to say, let's print up, we're going to print up the page we're on string one at a time. So let's do a love.graphics.print, and we're going to print up line 1, line 2. So we're going to say toString, and then we go to the pages table in our dialog box. We go to the page we are currently on, which is advancing properly. So we know that's working. So this should give us some kind of info. And then the line we're on's dot string field. So instead of assigning it, we just print up the string value. Then we give it an X and a Y to print, and we'll just put it at 10. And then we'll do this for each of the lines. Oopsie. Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll say, you know, this is page 1, page 2, and page 3. And this is 15 and 20. So now we should be printing up the values that are in the pages table. So if this is wrong, we'll be able to see. And if it's okay, yep. Okay, line 1, danger. Okay, we're still rendering this stuff, which is getting in the way. So let's take that out. This was not on my radar to fix today. Okay, so it's picking up the lines. It's not a 5 pixel difference, it's a 10 pixel difference. Okay, but this is looking right. So let's look at the tavern one and make sure. You know, it should say tavern. Oh, look at this. It's pulling the line from the next table. Oh, that's weird. I thought this would pull tavern, obviously, but it doesn't. The current page we're on should be 1. Well, I mean, this could be part of the issue if this is wrong. So we'll print up the current page. And we'll put that at the very top of our screen. And we'll see if anything's weird. Current page is 1. Line of the page we are on is dungeon. Huh. Page we are on. Okay, so the thing is, page we are on is in the scope of. Yeah, we want this to be current page, not page we're on. Because page we're on counts while we are cycling through our text. Because we parse our text all at once to kind of like predetermine, okay, which text goes on what line, how many pages are there, all that stuff. So this has to be the current page. That should be right. And then let's go back to our spawn. Make sure we're going to 7.4.7.2. Go back to 7.2. So we don't have to walk over there to test it. Okay. All right, so now it says line 1's tavern, which is right. We advance, it says dungeon. That's great. So now let's see the it's wild. I've never done it before, so like I definitely did it weird. But look, it's pulling the tavern line. That's correct. We advance. It pulls the correct line for the next line here. So it does pull it. It just doesn't print it. So it knows, you know, we parsed the line correctly. We pulled it because the issue, Squinge, was we had a super easy fix, right? And it's called printf. So in Lua, or in Love2d, printf will automatically wrap the text to the next line if the word passes a certain threshold, a limit parameter. And that worked perfect, except if it was printing a long word and it didn't finish by the time it reached the end, the whole word then moved to the next line, and I didn't like how that looked. I thought it looked sloppy. So I came up with the dumbest of all time solutions to count what word we're on, count the line character limit, count the character limit of the word we're about to print, so that we know if the line we are about to print is going to be off the screen, we need to advance the line so that it goes to the next line instead of being printed prematurely where it has to then be moved to the next line. So that's why it's disgusting. It is all my fault, but it really bugged me that the text in printf would loop prematurely. So that's why. So we kind of parse all of the text. Once we initialize the dialog box object, we parse it out and we turn it into different pages and different. You prefer scaling the text size dynamically? Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. And the thing is, in my game, the text is just going to be what it is. We're not changing it. So I just wanted this functionality for it. I'm sure there's better ways. Sure there's better ways. But that's just what we've got. What's weird is it's working. Like we know we're pulling the right text. Gosh, this is crazy. Like I don't even know where to start. We're pulling the right text, so I feel like it's just one small thing that we're missing. I guess the only thing. Oh my gosh, I don't know what would even be different. I don't know what would be different. Because all we're doing here is this. We print out the line result right here. Hey Leaf, what's up? Yo, it's going okay. We're stuck. It works in one spot of the game and it doesn't work in another, so I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. So we're trying to fix the dialog box rendering, so I kind of want to just see what this line 1 result is. It starts as an empty string. We parse it out here from our current page. Okay, so in our update, because it prints one character at a time, we have to, and the difference is all of this logic up here, all of this logic is in our init. So all this is doing is initializing each page and each page's line to have an empty string so that we can then cycle through all the characters and then concatenate, or actually not even concatenate, just print up the substring. We're assigning the substring from our main text parameter into the dot string field on every page we're on and every line we're on, so that each page is made up of 3 lines. Each line is made up of a string field of a string that fits on the current line. So that's what we're doing here, is we're kind of pre-parsing. Yo, thanks Leaf. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. I was just telling Squinch that all of this is because I didn't like how printf worked. It just didn't look pretty to me, so I had to do this nastiness. Apparently that's what I like. So we kind of pre-parse out all the dot strings on all the lines and all the pages, and then here actually, so here's our touch. It's before we press P, so this is it. I think I want to maybe move this after we process our text. So we update it. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we leave that. Okay, so this is what happens, is there's a text timer that controls how fast the text is printing one character at a time. And then we basically take a line 1 result, which comes from the current page dot string. So whenever this current page gets updated is probably where the issue's happening, because when we hit P here, this is where we're advancing our current page. Now this value is correct in the opening cinematic. It does think we're on the current page. So what else isn't working? We must not be resetting our text trigger or something like that. Okay. Okay, so if we're on the first line, See, and how do we do this? If line count is equal to 2, we start appending the line 2 result. Okay, so this is a kind of, maybe what's happening is we don't trigger our line 1, because what happens is we're set to a line count of 1. Therefore, we start appending one character at a time to that line. Text index incrementing is which index of character to print. And then we reset the text timer so that we can then advance it once it passes that trigger threshold, and we update that every second or every delta time. And then once the text index passes the max text box line length, so we kind of count every character, regardless if it's a space or anything, and then we advance the line count to 2, and then reset our text index. Then we're on line count of 2, then we're appending every character to the second line. We advance the text. If it's past that, then we advance to text 3. So where do we reset our line count back to 1 to start printing up the first line? That would happen at the end of a page when we hit P right here. We press P, then we're going to check if we're on our last page. But if we're not on our last page, then we're going to increment our current page, reset our text index, and I think we also have to set our line count equal to 1. Because we have to say, okay, well now we're back at line count 1, therefore start appending to the first line of the next page. So we'll see if this works. We're looking for 2 distinct dialogue options here. It should say tavern, then dungeon. Okay. It pulled it. It didn't add the next page. It didn't advance the page. So it did pull it and it did print it, but it printed the result. We need to flush. Okay, we need to flush our text. We have a flush text that just goes. Yeah, this is bad. I think what we need to do, we basically just need to run all of this, but in regards to itself right here. So it should be, we advance our current page, we set our text index back to 1, we set our line count back to 1. Oh, and this is in the wrong spot. We set our line count back to 1. Then we need to set our line results. We need to flush our line results so that we're printing only the new page on screen here. Now, I don't get why our 2-page solution works in our overworld and doesn't work in the in this world, or in the cinematic. So if this fixes it, and this is, what am I doing? These need to be an empty string here. So we'll say that this is an empty string. Okay, this should work. Let's test here if this breaks anything. Tavern, dungeon, that works. Let's test it here. And we should have 2 distinct pages of dialogue, tavern and dungeon. Okay, thank the Lord. We're good. We're good. I don't get why it was working in the overworld and not the... I don't get it, but this makes sense that we would have to reset these things because of the way we've done it. I do need to go back to our declarations, and we'll put... Now, and the thing is, the double space did parse the page correctly. So we should be able to do this where I wrote the dialogue and it says, "Are you okay?" Then there's a double space, which should be a new page. And then there's a ... double space. You don't remember anything, ... There's much to relearn. If you have to take it slow. Meet me at the library when you're feeling ready. So that's the text here that we're trying to see. So let's see. Are you okay? ... You don't remember anything, ... There's much to relearn, but you have to take it slow. Meet me at the library when you are feeling ready. Okay, so slow. Oh, lordy. Okay. Well, that's good. Most of it worked. I'm curious if we don't add a space at the end there and take away our double space here, what would happen? And we'll have to find out what line exactly we crashed at. Try to fix it. This is great though. This is it. Are you okay? Much to relearn, but you have to take it slow. Meet me at the library when you're feeling oh no. Okay. There's a big I could not figure out how to end the line when we were parsing it, so I have to add a space here in order for it to count the period as a word, because our word detection is based on finding a space. So I guess we can have another check that says if the text index is equal to the length of characters to check, then we know we need to end our oh my gosh. Okay. That's okay. Let's test it. I'm hoping we don't crash at the end of ready. So you don't remember anything. There's much to relearn, but you have to take it slow. Meet me at the library when you're feeling ready. Okay, it works. When you are ready, I'm hoping to find a character that can have take it slow on the same page. So we need like one less character or something. There's much to learn, but you have to take it slow. There's much. Yeah, we need to take out like one character or something here. So there's much to relearn. We have to say relearn because he forgot everything. But you have to take it slow. Maybe we can say there's much to relearn, but take it slow. Okay, let's see. This is getting exciting, man. This is the first dialogue in our game. This is cool. You don't remember anything? There's much to relearn, but take it slow. Meet me at the library when you are ready. Cool. Oh, great. Okay. This is exciting. Okay, so now we're gonna have Mage walk back upstairs, and then Tashio's gonna get out of bed and then walk out the door. And that's a scripted event. The player doesn't have. Actually, we could give the player control here and there's just nothing to do in Mage's office. But the thing is, they can't go upstairs, so I think we do just script it. Yeah, I think we do just script it. So let's get rid of this paused from our scene. I don't like this paused render here, and I don't know where I put it. I need to start prefacing all of my debug renders with debug so that I can find them, right? Because we're rendering this paused boolean, which I want to turn off. So at least we'll go to the dialog box and turn that off. And we'll just call this. I'll practice what I preach here and just say dialog debug. Hell, let's see if I left it anywhere. We're looking for a printing pause. Nope. Shit. Okay. I have a feeling it's in our... It's not in our play state. It might be in our opening cinematic state, actually. Yep, right here. Okay. Okay. This is getting exciting. Okay, so let's script our new updates. So we have to advance the logic in our opening cinematic once we are done with the page, with the dialogue updating. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so we basically need to reverse all of the logic for the mage here. So we're doing a thing. This is our first scripted cinematic event. So I would already do things differently if I were to do this again, or when I do it again. But we have this step system where we say, mage step 1, walk to Tashio, mage step 2, lift him up, mage step 3, walk off screen, sort of deal. And then we trigger castle step 1 because it was a scene transition in the same opening cinematic. So then now we have this scene castle step 4. So we have to have a way. We have to have a way to basically trigger a castle step 5. Now, our dialogue system pauses the scene in our game, but the opening cinematic logic is not being paused, because I bet if we were to print up a value and update it over time, if we do that in the opening cinematic, it would still increment. But if we were to do it in the overworld in a dialogue system, I bet it would pause, because it would be part of our scene. Now, we don't have this as part of our scene, so the issue is, how do we tell the game that we're done advancing the dialogue? Because our dialogue box is a class, and it doesn't return any value currently to kind of say, okay, dialogue box is done updating. So we have to kind of find a way to be able to advance our castle step here. Okay, so castle step 4 is where we update the dialogue box. Then we need a way to advance it. We could add a return value to our dialog box object of whether it's finished or not. I guess that's probably the easiest thing. I can't really think of another way to know when this is done. So let's go to our dialog box class, and we'll have a, finished printing or whatever. Okay, so the finished printing value gets initialized as false. Then when our current page is equal to our last page, current page is equal to our page length, we become unpaused. We flush. See, we don't need this anymore. So right here, we need to also become finished printing. So this will become true, and this should be camel case finished printing, and finished printing camel case here. Okay, so now we have a boolean we can ask if it's finished printing. So in our opening cinematic, we can advance. If we're in step 4, we're going to update our dialog box, and then if that dialog box at the index of the active dialog ID dot finished printing then we're going to advance our step. So then we're going to say castle step 4 is now false, and castle step 5 is good. And then I think in the future, instead of doing this Boolean step gets true or false, I think I want to change the step value to be a string of whatever number it's at. So then we can see if the step is 1, do this. If the step is 2, do this. Instead of asking which step we're on. And then that stops us from having to do, okay, set this one to false, this one to true. We just ask which number it's at and do the correct number. So I think that's what we want to do. So I do want to print up this castle step and make sure we're advancing this properly and not prematurely, and then we can probably see, or then we can probably start to add the scripted logic to update it. So we're going to say, let's just print up the castle step 5 if it's true or not. So castle step 5 there is going to be supposedly only triggered once we finish updating the dialog box from step 4. And where is that castle step 5? Yeah, castle step 5 gets true. Okay. Now, do we have this initialized? We do not. We need this initialized. So, castle step 3 and 4 both need to be initialized to false. I don't know how we got away with not initializing step 4, but somehow it was working. Okay, so we're looking for, yeah, this is going to be false. It says paused, but this is actually step 5, so it should say false, false, false until we're done right here. It should become true. And we crash. Okay, opening schematic 101. Finished printing. It doesn't like the finished printing. Self.finish printing gets true. Okay. It is a Boolean in there. Like, what is it not liking about that? We might be doing, it's a dialog box at the index of active dialog ID. Yeah, that should be the actual dialog box instantiation. Dot finish printing. It just doesn't like that. Because we're able to update it. We're able to update it. That's why it's working. It's just that we're asking to do something if we are dot finished printing. What are we missing here? We spelled it right. Self dot finish printing. Can we print the dialog ID and have it not crash? Because either we're trying to index it incorrectly or we spelled something wrong or something silly like that. So let's try to print up the dialog ID here. Active dialog ID. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no. Okay, this is, yeah, active dialog ID is a field on the scene as well as the dialog box. We should be able to see this. So this should be ID. Let's check this. Wow. ID is false. What are you talking about? Did I not change the value? No. Self castle step 5. Oh. No, this should be right. Okay, so let's try this. Dialog. Active dialog ID. Let's try to print this up. Let's see. Still nil. What is going on? We're not indexing it correctly, so I'm just misunderstanding this. How come we can't ask? We don't have access to what's in this dialogue ID? How is that possible? Our dialogue box table on our scene is holding all the instantiations of the dialogue box, so I think we might... No. This is the whole deal. We used to duplicate the table of our dialogue box and de-instantiate the object from our dialogue box collided table that only had what we collided with, but now we changed it to be holding... We don't ever remove a dialogue box. So let's make sure our dialogue box doesn't have any leftover remove. See, like this is what we were doing, which was wrong. So if this were still on, I would think that this mistake is correct. Oh, wait. Actually, we took it off in our touch detection. Let's take it off here. I don't think that'll fix it, but that would make the error in our old way, because it might be trying to render a dialog box collided, but also, yeah, dialog box collided. See, and we're not touching that. All we're doing is we're trying to get the value from the dialog box. So as far as our game's concerned, we should have access to this dialog box at any point in time. It doesn't matter if the dialog box is active. We just need to make sure... Oh, this should be self. Yeah, it should be self. And that's what we're doing. No, come on. In a castle step 5. We're saying self. Yeah, self. Okay, this is confusing me because this is our old thing. Okay, so the self isn't the dialog box. Are we snagging the dialog box? We're updating it here, so yeah, it should be if that's finished printing. See, why doesn't the LSP know that finished printing is a field on our thing here? So, and what's weird is like it doesn't crash. Oh, wait a second. It updates this and update becomes paused. Are we not updating oh, I don't know what's going on. Because it's weird it crashes once we're done updating the dialog box and not right away, because this field we're indexing crashes it. It says we're indexing a nil value, so it makes me think that it's not updating the box until we're done advancing. Like right here when we press P, it crashes at that 101. So when we're updating, does that become paused on the dialog box? It doesn't. Okay, let's see. So are we really not becoming paused in our opening cinematic anymore? We aren't. Okay. So that I think that's part of the puzzle here. We're not becoming paused. But yeah, it is so weird. We crash only when we advance. That is so weird. We crash at line 101, which is when we're asking about a field on our global dialog box table. But why does it crash only on the last page? Because here we're still in step 4. So why doesn't it crash in step 4? We're only doing this if the dialog ID does not equal nil. Okay. Do we nullify this active dialog ID? Yeah, we should. I don't think we're doing this. But that still doesn't answer why we're crashing here, because if we're not... Let's see what this value is. Scene view active dialog ID, because I think this might be part of the culprit. So what we're going to print is this active dialog ID. From our scene view. So that's one other confusing thing too. So I'll do scene view ID. Okay, so the idea here is this should be nil until there's an active dialog box. Then it should be 1 because it's the only dialog box, and then once we're done advancing it, it should go back to nil. But I'm pretty sure that is not happening. I think we'll be pulling it. It should be nil, and then, see, it's nil now. It should become 1 once we initiate the dialog box, which it does. But when we advance it, I bet it's still 1. Well, we don't even get there. But 101, it tried to index a nil value, so that means right here, this was the nil value. It didn't crash here. It crashed here because it didn't have... Okay, so let's take this out and then we'll print up... Okay, so this actually makes sense. Well, let's see. I think what happens is we flush our scene view active dialog ID and then it tries to print a nil value index, which it cannot find. So let's see, does this really turn from 1 to a nil here? It does. Okay, so that's why we're crashing. Okay, so that is... Yeah, I think we need to do this after... We need to do this first thing in our... Actually, what do we do this? We do this if our active dialog ID does not equal nil, we go ahead and update it. When we're done updating it, it becomes nil. So I think we might just need this block outside of the nil check. I feel like this would crash it right away instead of waiting till we advance the text box. But it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Still the same thing, but 109. Yeah. Okay. So instead of this, I think we might need to pull... We need to pull this not from the scene view. And the thing is, we know this is a 1 because there's only one dialog box in here. So we could just put in a 1 and it should fix the issue. Because we don't delete any dialog box table. Yeah, this should fix it, now that I think about it. Okay, it does fix it. So if we were to print up the step, I bet it would be at step 5 here. Castle step 5 should be false until we're done updating the dialog box. If it becomes true when we're done with the dialog box, we can start unscripting the movements again. Yeah, it doesn't. Shit. Yeah, we need to take, I think we need to take this out of the check here. Out of the nil check. I think that was screwing some stuff up. Because once we're done updating this dialog box, then our active dialog ID should turn to nil. Therefore, we come here and we're actually equal to nil, so this never executed. So now it should be step 5. Yeah, true. Step 5 true should be here at the end. One thing I still want to add actually is if you hit P while text is still being printed, it doesn't advance the page, but it just reveals the full page, you know, the full substring. Shoot, man, we're still false on the castle step 5. So let's just print up the finished printing. I mean, we've got the answer already. It's just false. So are we misspelling something? Finish printing. We set it to true if, oh my goodness, we only have this here in our touch detection and not our keyboard detection. Okay. And one thing, you know, right now we have the game playable on the web deployment. I'm not going to continue active development for both a web phone version as well as the full computer version. I think what I want to do is once I get the demo published or ready to publish, I'll probably do a little bit of work to get most of the demo working on the web deployment, but then I'm going to drop the support for the web deployment. I still want to build for mobile, but I think the web deployment is just too much for me to try to keep up with. And we're doing double logic in a lot of places, and it's just like really annoying. Like we just did, where it's like we were just debugging. Well, we'll see if it works first. Okay, it is fixed. So that was the issue. So let's start scripting the new movement now that we've got Castle Step 5, which is good. And the artwork for Tashio's coming together amazing. So Salto's been working very, very hard. He's doing amazing work. It's almost ready. We've got a couple things left, but he is doing such a killer job. I can't wait to share the new art with y'all. And he's just doing the promo art, not the game art. So I'll probably be making a new background for the stream and maybe adding the assets to the stream overlay and stuff, because I want to show off his amazing work for sure. Castle Step 5. Okay, cool. Sweet. So we pull the castle. Oh my god, we pulled the. Oh my. What the. Okay, we do the Castle Step 5 here. So if we're in a Castle Step 5, we can start to change our mage action. So we'll do it right here. Else, if our Castle Step 5, then we want to do a thing which is walk the mage back. So we will do this. Okay. Castle Step 5, we will take our mage's X position, shift it by a negative walk speed to get him to walk left. We'll change his animation to walk left. Then we're going to check if he is smaller than the tile that he's walking down up back into, which is on the third tile column. So if his X position is smaller than the third tile X, which should be tile size times 2, then we're going to become Castle Step 5 false. And this is why, yeah, I want to change that to numbers too. So we're already in pretty deep, so I don't know. Like this is standalone logic for the cinematic, right? So if it's not pretty or not maintainable, it doesn't really matter because we're not changing this much once we have it. So going forward, I'll do some better stuff. This is just the first test, but I'm just trying to ship the demo, right? Like I'm trying to get there. Can't all be perfect. We got to make some sacrifices. Okay. Okay, so he should walk back at that point, and then we trigger castle step 6. So on castle step 6, what is it? Okay, so I do want to reset our mage's X to equal to the start of this tile, so we don't have any weird rounding errors, and then we animate the 6, and then this will be, we change this to walk up. Okay. Then if we're in a step 6, we're in a step 6, we're going to move our mage position upwards. I just thought we need to make our fade to black frame rate independent also. We did not do that. But we changed our animation. Now we should change this animation based on becoming a step 5, so that we don't reset the animation every second there. Okay, so let's see if we get a walk up. We should be a change animation to walk up. Let's see if that works for a castle step 6 logic. So let's see. After the dialog box closes, mage should turn left, walk back to the stair position, and then start walking up back into the stairs. Let's see. Cool. Oh shit. Step 5 got turned false right away. If mage's X is smaller than tile size times 2, step 5 is false. Let's turn this off. What happened there? We're in step 5. We are not updating. Really? Are we paused? No, we should not be paused. Is our scene paused? If we remain paused at the end of the update here, it makes sense. Oh, we're not even pausing, man. What the heck? So why aren't we updating? We are updating our NPC table, yes? Yes. We update our NPC table. And if we're in the castle view, we update our NPC table, yes. Why are we not moving? Why are we not moving? this is how we're controlling all our movement thus far, is we just assign a X position update to the walk speed, and we're in the right step, right? Castle step 5. Yep. Castle step 5. If we're in castle step 5, which we were, move our X position. That's not happening. Oh, yeah, why? Oh. No? Yeah, that looks right. If castle step 4, we become castle step 4 false. I don't like the else ifs here. I think that might be where this is happening. But let me try, if we pull this out and we do this, if castle step 5, let's move our mage. I wonder if this works. Okay. What's happening, man? Our mage isn't moving. We have to be falsifying any mage movement from the castle. So if step 1, then step 1's false. Step 2 is false. Step 3, step 2 needs to be false. Yeah, if we're in step 3, yeah, this is so wrong. Well, yeah, we need to step 2 is false here. Yeah, we need a step 2 false here. This is another reason to not do the Boolean method. Step 2 gets false. Then also false, 3 gets false, because we just do that to reset it. Okay, then in step 4, step 3 is already false. So this is another one of like, oh, it's only doing it if it's done printing. Okay, this should have our mage walking to the left now. Come on, man. Come on. What the... I really thought that was it. You know what? We might just have to change the freaking action table. Let's print up the steps and make sure it's functioning as expected. So we'll put step 1 here. Top. This is very ugly. Okay. All right. So we have step 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. All right. Okay, we're printing up the steps. So now we should see if our logic was screwed in this. There should only be one step true at a time, and it advances through. So yeah, step 3, we kind of skipped it, but it just initialized the dialog box and moved on. So we should still have... Ooh, 5 and 6 are true at the same time. And that's because we turn to step 5 true. Then we're saying, why would this... Why would... Dude. Oh, it's driving me crazy. Step 5 gets true is just wrong. Why can't he walk to the left, man? We don't even change our dialogue system. We're not being paused. We're not even changing our animation of our mage. Even though step 5 is true. Come on, man. What's going on? We're not paused. Let's see what happens at the end of a dialog box when we press P and our current page. Yeah, we become paused false, which we are. We do all this stuff. If we have a meditation object, we do flush the scene's dialog ID. Okay. What's going on, man? What's going on? There's something sneaky. Why can't we update anything? In the castle step 5, let's just try to update Tashio's position and see if something is wrong there. To be honest, when I started the stream, I thought we would be at this part about 5 minutes into the stream. Oh, okay, Tashio freaking updates. Why does the mage not update? What's going on? So step 5 is triggering, but mage doesn't like to update. So what? Did we do... What? Castle step 5, mage is X. Now if we look at step 2, we do this where we clamp the mage position, but then step 2 is false at a certain point. Why is mage position not updating? Now, the difference between mage... Oh, you know what? I think... No, what's different about the castle scene? Oh my god. I think you're right, Squinch. We have a castle mage. Oh my gosh, you're totally right. Yo, good catch, man. That's totally it, castle mage. Yo, good catch, dude. Mage is from our volcano mage scene. Because we pulled it out to a parameter or to a variable to make it easier to type. But damn it. Yo, good catch. That is the horrors of copy and paste. Because if we would have If we would have just, I mean, I guess if we would have copy and pasted the right castle step location, but we did not. So let's make sure, yeah, we changed to walk left. Yo, that was driving me nuts. I know, it never gets... I mean, you do get better at realizing stuff like that, but it's like, it always happens though. Some silly little thing, you know? Okay. Did we move our castle step 6? Did we just delete that? Yeah. Okay. So if we're in step 5, we walk left. If we are smaller, yeah, if we're aligned with the stairway, we're going to reset our X position, become step 2, change to walk up. Then we need to actually walk up. So if our castle step 6 is true, we're going to update our castle mage. Y position to be shifted by its own walk speed, scaled by delta time, walk upwards, and then let's just see that. Let's just see that. We are already changing the animation, so it should look right. It should look right. Yo, thanks, Squinch. That really sucked. I don't know how long I would have been staring at that crap, confused over stupid stuff. Yo. Oh, he went too far. He went too far. He went one too far. Walk speed here needs to go tile size times 3. Okay. This is really close though. And then we'll have Tashio walk out, and then oh wow, and he's walking really slow here. I think we divide his walk speed here. Oh, there we go. That looks right. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. So this, okay, we're in business. Good catch, Squinch. Medal of Honor to Squinch. Okay. So we need to check. We need to trigger a castle step 7 if our castle mage is Y plus our castle mage's height is smaller than 0. If he's off screen upwards, then we need to trigger our next step. I also blame coding at 2:40 a.m. You know, like that's part of the culprit too. I'll definitely blame that. Okay, step 7 gets true. If we're step 7, then we need to move our Tashio. So we will go into our... We need to change the animation to a walk left. And we'll do that here. We will update our X position to move leftwards. And then we need to get the tile size. Which tile index is he? Let's see. Okay, so mage walks up. Tashio walks out, he's not updating his animation, which is weird. Why is that happening? Thanks for giving me credit, Squinch. I think I would have been minutes away. Multiple minutes. Okay, we need to find out... Well, first of all, why his freaking animation isn't updating? Are we not updating the player? Yeah, I don't think we're updating the player in our opening cinematic, so we'll just make sure we do that. And then this looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on the 7th tile, he needs to stop walking left. He only walks 1 out of bed. So on the 7th tile, that'll be a tile index of 1 times 2 times 3, 4, 5, 6 times tile size times 6. So if our global player's X is smaller than that tile size times 6, we want to reset our X position to be that location, and then we will trigger the next step. This is so gross. Like, I'm not great at programming, but I know this is nasty. You gotta do it bad before you learn to do it good, you know? I'm just getting my bad out of the way, you know? Okay, so we hit that. We also need to update our global player, so why don't we just do that? Actually, we should be doing this in the scene already, but we're not updating our scene. Okay, because yeah, we're manually updating our mage. We're not updating our player, so that should be right. Okay, so we trigger the new step when we hit here. Now here we need to change our animation to walk down. Okay, and then walk down would mean that we just walk down on the Y. Positive Y position change, scaled by our walk speed. Okay, let's see. We should have the updating animation, and he should just walk right out. Oh, shoot. That screwed some stuff up. Okay, and then mage walks out. Tashio walk. Oh, son of a bitch. I mean, he did it. He did it. The animation was not updating. Shoot. Okay, oh, I think I know. Our animation's controlled by our entity's direction. Actually, I don't know if that's true. We do have a walk left that wasn't really working. I think we need a dot direction gets left. And then direction gets down, maybe. Okay, and then we need to update this only if in castle view. This is gross, but it's like, this is like segmented code, right, for the state machine for the opening cinematic. So if it's ugly like this, I don't really think it's a big deal. We'll get better making them, obviously, but I don't think we don't need to polish this up because it doesn't affect other parts of the game. So let's just see if our updated direction now gives the correct animations for Tashio. I'm hoping it does, man. This is like one of the 4 things I wanted to get done on stream today. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of, it's like we're just trying to get it ship. We just want to ship the demo so that, I mean, I want the demo to be good, but it doesn't need to be final, and it doesn't need to be the best thing ever. Okay, let's go. Let's update. Shit. We're not updating, man. What's up? Do we need to be in a walk state? Change state to walk? No. Let's look at where we're moving our player and just see what the heck we're doing different. Man, it's all abstracted away, man. This is bad. We have a handle left input. Okay, and that's gonna... What the heck, man? That's not it. It should be a state machine on our player. I think it's player walk. I mean, how come the mage just does it based on animation, but the player takes more than that? Let's try player change state to player walk. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. Animation player. I'll have to check. Let's see if it's still busted here. Son of a bitch. Change animation. Oh, it's not walk left. Yeah. It's player walk. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, it's in the entity defs. It's called player walk, I think. Like you're saying. Squinch. There's a walk right. Okay, where's player? Here's our player. Walk. Oh, it is just walk left, walk down. When we change animation, yeah, it should be walk left index. Walk left. Yeah, we have walk left. Okay. So what, the state? Is the state wrong? When do we do a change state for our player? Player idle. Oh, player walk. God damn it. No, yeah, we did that. Player walk. Shit. Why is this so finicky? Like, what is going on? Okay, come on. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, man? Okay. Let's look at our player class. I mean, gotta figure this out. The player class defers all rendering to the entity, so we'd have to look at our entity class. And the entity class defers to the state machine, because the render essentially just says render the state machine. So if we're not doing the right state, it can't render. So if we look at the state machine for the player, it is player walk state now. Because, yeah, we're moving the X position, but the, like, we're successfully moving the X and Y position, but we're not successfully triggering the animations. And let's see, the animations are triggered on the direction. So, well, no. Like, where is the walk down animation being played? We do it if, oh my god, this is gross. Oi. Were we just rendering the freaking layer right here? Base layer. Okay, so we have a texture we need an animation for, and then we just render the animation, the current animations, whatever we change it to. So I don't see why this wouldn't work. We have a change animation. It has to be the state. It has to be the state machine that isn't right. Okay, let's just print up the player state, the global player state, and make sure that's working. Player state is idle. We advance it. It's still idle. It's still idle. So we are not changing our player state somehow, even though we changed the state to player walk right here. So why is that not working? We have a player walk. Yeah, dude, that should be it. Change state to player walk. Oh, I think we're flushing. Look at this. In our player idle state, we change player walk. No, okay. No, I think, okay, in our player walk state, if we don't have an input, we are not in a walk state. So yeah, I set it to idle in the play state if we don't have input, which is the issue here. Because the whole idea was, like, if we're in our walk state, if we let go of all the input buttons, then we're setting to idle. So it's getting set there in the play state, in the walk state. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious. Yeah. Yeah. And then if we're in idle, we don't update the frames. So we could manually change. I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't know what to do. We could try to say this, where we say, just see if this works. We could say, you know what? We're in our player walk, overriding it to player walk, so now it's walk, and maybe we get it here. Let's see, come on, get walking, man. Shit, what the... Let's go to our player walk state and look at where we change it to idle, and then we might just need to add another control there. Player walk state. We should be setting idle here. Trigger idle. We set it here if we have nothing in our input list, output list. So if just for testing purposes, we take this off so we don't trigger idle upon no input lists, I wonder if it'll start animating here. It doesn't. What the? We do change the animation still, though. Okay, so let's not do that either. Let's try this. This is nuts. I thought this would be a lot easier than it's turning out to be. That's always the case too. Okay, let's animate our walk, please. Yes. Oh, it looked like it worked for the step, but not the walk down. Fuck. And we're doing this in a scene view. Player walk, and then in step 8. Okay, let's do this where. Crap! No, we're doing it. Change state to player walk. Change animation. We've got, it is this walk down. This is the correct crap. Shoot, man. Okay, we gotta be missing something. We do change the direction. I feel like it has to be the direction somehow changing this. Let's just make sure we change our direction and just make sure that's not the issue. I'm about to lose it. Our player's in the right state. We're changing our animation to the correct table. We are updating the animation. Yeah, we know we're updating the animation unless something weird's going on. We might need to make a new state for player idle or player cinematic so that we don't have to, like, something in here I feel like is screwing up. So what? You can't pull the right animation, so is the current animation not working? And you know what? We kind of had like... Oh, shoot. Walk. Change animation. This should work. We're not updating the state machine though, are we? I don't know if we're updating the state machine or our player. Yeah, that might be it. Play state. when we do the state machine update for our player, no, we are doing that. We are doing it. Shoot, man. I guess I just want to print up a value from our player walk state and make sure it's updating in the cinematic. If it's not, then that's the issue. I don't know where else to go, though, if that doesn't work. Let's just say there's a test. Okay, we update our test variable from our player walk state. Now we can't really... Okay, when we define our state machine for our player, we assign it into a state machine table. Okay. Player.stateMachine, yes. Okay, so we should be able to print up this test value. So let's go to the opening cinematic, and right here, we're gonna put global player dot state machine dot current dot test. Now if this is not updating over time, that's the issue. If it is, I'm stumped. Yeah, I mean, it should be updating right here. It should be updating. So we aren't updating our state machine for our player here, which is kind of weird. I guess actually, no, that makes perfect sense, because we only update in our scene, and our scene is not updating. No, we should be updating our scene here. Huh. Let's look at where, yeah, we aren't. So we aren't updating our state machine. So here, when we update our player, let's see. We update our player. We're looking, oh my God. What the hell? Did we take out our player update? Where is it? Oh, right here. Castle view, update player. Okay, so let's say we also want to go into the state machine and update the state machine. Okay, this doesn't work. I'm stumped. Well, it's not working. I can see it's not working. Fuck, man. Now, when we run the player update, the player update defers to the entity. The entity defers to the state. So the update should be updating the state machine. So why is it that the test value is not being updated? Shoot, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. We're changing the state. It's not updating. It doesn't think it's an idle. It thinks it's in walk. We should be changing animation. That tells it which animation to pull from, and the state machine for the player walk is pulling the animation for the current frame, which should be updating over time. And we are updating the state machine. So I have no idea. Oh no, man. Oh no. Oh man. I mean, I'm kind of curious if I just hold inputs, if it'll... Oh my god. Well. Well, look at this. No! Okay, we need a new state, because it's listening for the inputs. Yeah, it's listening for the inputs and changing the, because we don't have. Oh man. Okay, so either our walk state God damn it. Okay. Well, our player cinematic state should basically do only one thing, which is like it needs to render the player current animation at its own location. So yeah, I'm trying to think if it would be easier to I mean, this is what a state machine is for, right? So we kind of have to make a new state for the cinematic so that it doesn't listen to inputs and try to flush different directions and animations, because that's what's going wrong here. So our walk state's listening for player input and changing animations based on that. So we do have to add a new state here. So let's just add player cinematic state. Okay. Player cinematic state gets class, and we inherit the base state. So we say includes base state. Okay. Yep. And then we do an init. I'm literally on step 1 of what I was hoping to be a 4-step checklist today for stream. And it's crazy. Like I'm I was hoping the demo would be done at the end of February. We got 4 days till that. That's definitely not happening. But Okay, let's check out. We gotta check out the player walk state. Make sure we're not missing anything here. Okay. Class includes base state. We did that right? Okay. Dude, that's... Well, in my mind, I thought it would be as simple as all the other stuff we've already done. Like, it was easy to make the mage walk. Super easy. All we do is change the mage X position and it animated. Like, so easy. And then it wasn't until I started playing the game this morning, right before stream, that I realized the animation table was still screwed up. So we had to fix that first. And then I didn't think the dialogue system would be broken at all because we had already tested it. We just didn't test multi-pages. So that was broke. So that took us a crap load of time. Yeah. So it's like, before I even got started, it's like that thing where it's like, by the time I realized where I was actually at, I was 4 steps behind. So if I would have known all those things were broken, I would have thought, okay, well, let's just fix those things. But I'm trying to make up lost time now that we fixed the things that were broke. I'm on the first step of the to-do list today. So if I stop before I even finish the first thing on my to-do list, it's kind of like, what did we even do today? Okay, so in the update function for the state machine, we don't really need to do anything because we're manually updating things like the XY position for the player and the animation table. So I'm kind of thinking the update doesn't need much because we kind of manually do it. But in the render, we need to pull the anim from the player's current animation. I will say, like, I've learned and taught myself a lot of different things, and game dev is by far the hardest crap I have ever tried to learn. Okay. So all this player cinematic state is doing is literally rendering the player at its own location. None of the other junk of changing animations based on inputs. So I think that might help us. I think that might help. So let's make sure when we instantiate our player's states that we give it the cinematic state. We also need to include it in the dependencies. Player state, where is it? Yeah, we need to pull this. This will be cinematic state. Okay. Then yep, we need to put it in our state machine table, player, cinematic. Yeah, because the fact that there's no GUI is more amorphous, right? Like I can't... Yeah, not that they're easy, but I don't have things I can click and inspect. You know, it's so manual. Like I have to print exactly what I'm looking for in order to see the state, and it's like there's no clicking. Yeah, that definitely is part of it too. Okay, so we have a player cinematic state, so let's change in our opening cinematic, we will change our state here to, and instead of doing this, we're gonna say, oh, yeah, instead of castle step 6 changing to a player walk, we're gonna change state to, I guess this can be in our init, where we can say, actually, no, let's do it here. Player cinematic right here. Okay. What are the chances this fixes anything? Okay, so now our player's state is not changing our animation table based on our player's inputs, our keyboard inputs. Now it's just rendering what the player is in this state. If it's a change animation, it should not update that animation to anything based on player input. So when we're in castle step whatever, we should, oh, not that. Okay. Yeah, when we're in the castle step, now we're saying castle. Okay, let's try not changing our direction. We just change the animation, and update our position. And let's see. What'd you think of the Pokemon cards? Were you checking out? I've got into Pokemon cards recently because I've been playing the new Pokemon TCG Pocket, but I snagged a couple cards. Wait, is this? Oh God, what did we do here? We added this to our events and not our states. Entity player. How did we? What? Oh, is Sableye your favorite? $500 Australian dollars is okay. Oh, you can, okay. Absolute. You know what, Squinge? I might be able to find, because Sableye's Gen 3, right? Yo, here, let's check it out. Okay, if I disconnect stream avatars here, we can search the store for Gen 3 Pokemon. Because I just have Gen 1 and 2, I think. There might be a Gen 3. I don't know if there is. He's Gen 3, right? Because it's Ruby. Yeah, Ruby and Sapphire Sableye, right? Yo, we might have it right here. If it breaks, it breaks. Did it work? Here, let's see. We should have this. We got Sableye, dude. Here, so look, let's do this. We'll get Squinch here. Yo. Yo, money right there, dude. Yo, we got it. Heck yeah. And then we can even, there's like a, I think there's even, there's no set piece. Oh, piece. Oh, there. No? We have a witch hat. No? Yo. He's got that little smile he's got when he's being picked up. Yo, Sableye is pretty cool. I think there is a way to get here. Let me see. There's a way to come in here and say, oh, allowed gear, Poke Gears. Okay, so if we allow gear on him, we can give him different stuff like a hat or something. And then it's like, what, arrow keys and alt. There's a couple of different gears he can get. Not that. Here, let's see. Oh, there we go. So if we want to give him a little hat. The hat doesn't turn. But we can see all his different little animations here. So that's sit. This is stand. Jump. Sleep. Oh, his sleep is cool. Whoa. Oh, attack. He like pulls out a freaking spell. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he's got a dark ball over there. So if you do exclamation attack space finding focus dev, he'll pull out his dark ball and try to do it. I think it's like yeah, you got to do space finding focus dev, and then he'll come and target me. Yo, look at him, look at him. Look at him go. He's chasing me down. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. That's funny. I wonder what my attack is. I don't know if I've seen my attack. Oh, I just like kiss you, really. Well, that's cool. We got Sableye for you. I don't know why I didn't pull Gen 3 Pokemon. I probably should have done that. I should probably pull Gen 4 too anyway. Okay. Did we test this? Did we test if changing the player cinematic even worked? Or we crashed, huh? Line 3. Oh, we don't give it the player and the scene. We need to make sure we do that. We shouldn't need the scene actually, but I think it's just crashing. No? Call expected near period on line 3 of player cinematic state. What is going on? Line 3. Yeah, so Squinge, I kind of told myself like I'm not gonna go crazy with Pokemon cards, but I can get my my favorite Pokemon, right? So like I got the Dragonairs cards that I like, so I'm happy with my collection. Syntax error. Player state. What are you talking about? It's not expecting. Oh, it's a parameter here. Just this. Okay. Just that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what are the chances this works now? Well, our player state is nil, and we don't change it to cinematic state until we walk over here. Player state nil. Oh my god, it works. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, this... Yeah, the pack... Yeah, I'm not a pack opener. Like, it's fun. Like, so my brother will get me a pack or two on Christmas, and it's fun to open them. And I pulled a decent Entei from one of the Christmas packs I got. But I'd rather just for sure buy the card I know I want than try to freaking chase it, you know? So there's, yeah, I've got my dream collection already. Like, there's like a couple obscure, like, I just found out like this cool Holo Dragonite card that was only in Japan, and that looks really cool, but I'm not like really wanting it. I've got the ones I like, so pretty happy with that. Okay, so we will need to allow our cinematic to render our tunic on top of this layer, so we might pull... What is MTG? Is that... Oh, Magic the Gathering. Okay, I feel ya. I never got into that, but I hear a lot of people really like it, but also that the cards are crazy. We might need that update even though it's empty. Let's... I cannot believe it's 3:30. What am I doing to myself? Okay, we'll just make sure we render our tunic if it's equipped as well in here. This is great though. The animation works now for it, so that is very nice. This is cool. We've got the first text in our dialogue. First dialogue in our game. That's cool. Okay, yeah, he walks a little peppy in his steppy, so he's got to slow down. We'll probably half the walk speed, just like we do for Mage. And we'll probably call it a night once we do that. So, are we doing any weird stuff? Like, it's kind of weird that we're changing the state to cinematic over and over and over again. When we render the thing, we say the current... Oh, we're... okay. Yeah, okay. I think this is state name? No, it's actually just player state here. Oh, I didn't have anything to say. I've never got into it, but I think the cards were I remember the cards being expensive. But, I mean, that's like with everything, right? Like, okay. Cinematic state. Okay, so let's just half our freaking speed here. And then maybe fade to black and change our scene, and then we'll call it a night. Because I've got work in the morning. In our steps 6 and 7. What is going on? Castle, step 6. Okay. Okay, here. Walk speed. Let's half our walk speed here for our player. It gets nuts, man. It gets really nuts. Like I thought as a kid I loved getting we had that ancient Mew card from the Pokemon the movie promo or whatever, and I loved that card, but of course we lost it over the years. So I bought one cuz it was actually only like $60 or something in a slab, and I was like, that's actually cheaper than I thought it was going to be. But there's like, yeah, there's like some not so crazy good cards that are just super expensive. Wow. Yeah, luckily, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Especially because I'm like, I don't go out to eat too much, but like when I go out to eat and it's like always packed, I'm like, how are you guys affording this? Like I can't afford this. It's crazy. But like to think people can drop that kind of money on a freaking Pokemon card, kind of crazy. Okay. Holy crap, I am so tired. He looks too happy. He looks so happy jotting out like that. Nice, dude. I had this Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I know I had bought like the Pegasus deck, and also like supplement with whatever crazy card I got at the store or whatever, and I had the sleeves for them and everything. But I took that to school and never saw it again. I don't think, I mean, I didn't leave it anywhere, you know? I think someone grabbed it. That's so sad. I had like, dude, like I remember saving up for multiple times, like saved up to get the Pegasus deck and then saved up to get the freaking card box, saved up to get the sleeves for them to go in the card box. All those cards are gone, man. Are you saying that yours would be in good condition or terrible condition because you wrapped them up in a rubber band? You see your copy and it'd be destroyed, but a PSA. Oh, PSA -10. Yeah, it'd have like, it would be scrunched in on the sides, and it'd look like you bent it back and forth 500 times. Dude, I found our original. Well, we had a Pokemon binder. I don't know where that... We had a good binder and a bad binder. We found the bad binder. I don't know where the good binder is, but in the bad binder we had 2 holos from the original Pokemon release. I don't think it was first edition. I don't think it's first edition, but it was whatever they call it. It was still like the second printing of the first edition Pokemon cards or whatever, and it was we have a Holo Hypno, and Holo Alakazam. They're in decent condition because we never played. We had the game, we had like the board and the tokens and everything, but we never actually played. We just like to collect them. -10 PSA. That's funny, dude. Yeah. Luckily, yeah, we didn't play. Our grandpa gave us this little binder, so we slipped him in the binder. But we don't know where the good binder is. I know my brother had a Holo Blastoise. I think that was the best card we had, was a Holo Blastoise. But we only pulled, I think we only got like 4 packs or so. Because we only ever had like 3 or 4 holos total. But I've still got the Holo Hypno and Alakazam, which is cool. And then we've got like the promo Dragonite and I don't know where our Ancient Mew went, but I bought me a new one because I was like, I should have this. Okay. Tashio just looks too happy when he's walking, man. His little jot is too happy. Yeah, so maybe instead of slowing down by half, slow down by... I don't know. Yeah, I did like doing the Pokemon mobile card game has been really fun because I actually play other people and build decks and stuff, and it's really fun. Yo, I'm looking at this Chaos Emperor Dragon. This is sick. Yo, I have never seen that thing. Damn, that's like a what? 9-star? 8-star? Dang. That's nuts. Taped? No. No. Oh, dude, that's so sad. Oh, that's sad. Oh, man. Oh, my God, I'm looking at the... Okay. Damn, dude, that's nuts. It looks like you can buy a heavily played one for $14. You can relive that dream. First edition is $230. Is that, what kind of condition is that? Heavily played first edition is $111. That's nuts. Dang. Wow. Yeah. Oh, I might leave this white up. This makes the green screen look better in the dark. Oh, wow. Well, then I can't read Twitch chat. Okay. Well. Wow, that's nuts. That's crazy. I think, yeah, I never had any great cards. I remember, like, in 5th grade, this kid had full Exodia. And we were like, we don't believe you. He's like, no, I've got it. My dad just won't let me bring it to school. And we were like, you don't have it. And then he had a birthday party and we went to his house. He had full Exodia. And his dad was very smart to not let him come to school, because that's how I lost my freaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Man. Yeah, dude, what's so sad is, like, I stopped being into Yu-Gi-Oh after I lost the cards. I was, because it just was too heartbreaking, right? To lose the whole deck I built and then just gave up on it. So that's really sad. Okay. Oops. Let's see what the walk speed of 1.5 is looking like. We'll still need to add, and this is what I was hoping to add today, is like a little desk or a little bookcase just to flesh out the castle a little bit more. Oh, that's great. That looks a lot better. That speed was good. Okay, so we'll trigger a fade to black here once the player goes off screen, and then we will change from an opening cinematic state back to our play state with a new scene view. Gosh, I don't think I'm gonna make it though. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Let's just trigger the fade to black and call it a night because I'm about to pass out. Yo, hey, sounds good, Squinch. Thanks for hanging, man. Have a good night. I'm done here. I'm just gonna fade to black and call it a night. Fade to black in real life. Yo, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for the help. You saved me some time too, so thanks for that. Okay. If our Y position is greater than the bottom of our scene, we're going to fade to black. So let's see if it works. This is exciting. This is our first cinematic and scripted sequence. This is really cool. Oh, nice. It worked. It worked. It did reset everything, which makes sense, but it did work. So yeah, about to call it a night here. I think this is it. So we do need to, instead of, we're kind of doing a fade to black set with a new scene instantiation to get us here to the castle. So we'll just have to make sure we fade. It'll actually be, yeah, I don't think it'll be a warp zone. We'll just instantiate us out into the castle, which will be nice. And that's, of course, broken because that's just screwed up. Yeah. Because we fade to black. Okay, so I think the whatever our fade to black logic should be tied to the step we're in so that we don't accidentally reset this thing. So look, if we're fade to black, we do that opacity. Oh my god. Yeah, I think we have to do... Yeah, this stuff is all wrong. We shouldn't do this based on black opacity. That's just silly. We should do this if we... You know, we should do this if we fade to black and we're in step whatever, then we can do this. So in our castle step, no, it's actually before our castle step. It's in this Tashio step here where we say, no, it's in our mage step 3. Yeah, so in our mage step 3, if our black opacity gets greater than this, then we change that. Okay, so this should still work. Let's go start. Yeah, let's start our cinematic from the beginning here. So step 1 gets true and fade to black gets false. Okay, this should load it from the beginning, and then we can test what's so jacked up. Let's see. So far, so good. Mage comes in, rescues us, pulls us off, fades to black, loads us in. It's all working great. We get a dialogue system here. Great. Great. Fade to black. Perfect, 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 perfect. I want to see the transition for mage stopping because it looked a little janky. I couldn't tell if that was part of the debug right here. We'll see. Man, looking awesome though, looking awesome. That's he's in the bed. He should probably turn when Mage talks to him, right? He should probably turn. That looks smooth. That looks smooth. Yeah, I think that was smooth. He should turn. When Mage talks to him, Tashio should turn to look at him. So, in our castle step, it should be... in our render here. Okay, so before we walk left, right here. When we castle step 3, actually right here. Yeah, when we change castle mage to animation idle right, we need to change our player animation to idle left. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's see if Tashio turns. Nice. Are you okay? You don't remember anything? There's much to relearn, but take it slow. Meet me at the library when you are ready. I think... Oh, that looks awesome. That looks so cool. Okay. I think I just want to tweak the dialogue just a little bit. You don't remember anything? There's much to relearn, but take it slow. I want that to be its own page. And then meet me at the library when you're ready. Let's see if that works. Looking awesome though. I love it. Nice. You are ready can fit. So let's do that when you are ready. I think this is it. Oh, I'm feeling so good. Nice. Oh. Why did it crash there? I'm going to take it slow, maybe at the library when you are ready. Why did it crash there? Why does adding apostrophe make it work and taking it out make it break? Oh, come on, man. What are you talking about? I didn't change anything. Okay, dude, what in the world? This was we were right there. We were right there. God, I'm so tired. God damn. So that works fine. But adding in a space crashes us. Oh, this is driving me nuts, man. Why 2:30? Why are you crashing, man? It was just working on you're ready. Okay, no, this is kind of making sense. It just doesn't make sense why it does work sometimes. That's what doesn't make sense, because flush text resets the line result to an empty string. We set an active dialogue to nil. We press P. That flushes our string here in a line result, and then it says at 2:30 it tries to index a nil value, so it's telling us that our line count must be equal to 1, but our line result, like what if we say line count is 4? That's a very stupid thing to do. Do we flush this text upon false? We do. We flush this. We don't flush our active dialogue ID. Just dialogue ID. Why is our line 1 result or our current page or our text index nil? Okay, let's see. So we're looking for just the text box to exit on the last line of dialogue here. So it'll trigger when Mage comes up to us. Okay, so this is the last line here, and we still crash at 2:30. So why is it at 2:30? Because we're only doing this if we're not finished printing, but if we hit P on the last page, then the current page equal to the page length, we become finished printing. Okay, so let's print up current page and page length and make sure that is correct. It's 4. It's 4. current page is not our page length. So we must be calculating that wrong somehow. That's what's screwing us up. So when are we doing a page length increase? Well, we set it to be total line count divided by 3. So what is wrong with that? So when do we increment total line count? Because that must be when it's messing up, and the math.ceil must be screwing that up somewhere. Okay, we initialize a line count to 1. Is that right? Because then every time we find... Well, that makes sense. Yeah, we add a new line. So we add a new line when our character count is greater than the text box line length. I don't get how we were doing the double space equaling a new page, actually, because if this is a letter, then this is if it's a space. If it's a space, we should increment the line count, which we don't. It's got to be here somewhere. This, I think, is +2, actually. I don't know. Because our line count would already be 1, so we're only adding the last 2 if it's a space. I think that might work. We're looking for a total page length of 6. If it is, we might have fixed it. Page length of 6. Wow. That was it. That was it. Okay, so now the question is, did that fix where we could give a yo Katron, what up? It is late. It is very late. It is super freaking late, I'll tell you that much. I may have just fixed this finally. Dude, so 3 hours ago, I start stream and I say, there's 4 things I want to do. I want to add some text to the screen. I want to add some sprite art to the room. I want to script some guys to walk out. And I want to make some sprite art for the castle. We got the first step done after 3 hours. Oh my gosh, and this fixed our old issue of ending on a non-space character. This is great. That worked great. Okay, so the cool news is we're scripting this opening cinematic. We've got like little scene changes, custom dialogue parts. It's seemingly working. Yeah, and it looks like we fixed this issue that I was having where we couldn't end a dialogue box on a space because of the way we were calculating our line count, but I think we just fixed that, so that is very good. Okay, so one thing I want to test is if other things are broken. shit. See, this is broken. This isn't resetting. Anything with a... Oh god, man. This is just... Yeah, no, I can see that. I think I agree with you unless it's programming. Like if it's like drawing or music, I think yes. If it's programming, I think not so much. Okay, let's see if our total line count increment is what is breaking this. I want to say it's this. Okay. Okay, so that does fix it, but that breaks it for our cinematic. So oh, and you know what? This actually might... Let's go back. Actually, okay, this might actually work. So we change this back to 2, but then in our declarations here, we just need to make sure that our dialog box I think our string here. Oh, well, that one doesn't have it. Okay. Shit. I was thinking that anything with a space at the end was breaking it, but we don't have spaces at the end. It was just a multi-page space thing that was busted. Okay, so I think we need to reset. If this breaks it for the single page ones, total line count, if the character is a space, then we do this. There's no space character in the ones we're testing, so why does that break it? What the... It's gotta be because... No, I don't know why. Why would that... Why would total line count... Total line count, why would that change how it's working? Oh... What? Initialize to 0, then we set to 1. So why do we initialize to 0? We set to 1. We increment here if it's a letter. We increment here if it's a space character, meaning let's look at our page count. Oh, not what I wanted. Okay, let's do this. It should be a page of 1, current page 1, page length 1. It is. Yeah, Katron. Yeah. It was my bad. I started late. Do we need to reset our total line count? Yeah, we got to reset our total line count upon a reset. So a flush text should just reset our total line count to 1. So this. Okay, if this doesn't fix it, I'm confused. But also, we don't flush the text upon a... Actually, this might work. I don't know. No, fuck me, man. What the heck, dude? I mean, like, why would only changing the total line count break that? Only in the overworld update, not the cinematic update? That is just beyond me. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, I had a birthday party to go to tonight, and then me and my partner had a serious talk, like not in a bad way, but you know, so I had to be there for that. So I didn't get started till like 1. And you know, I could have at any time just been like, I've done enough programming today, but I wanted to finish this. You know, I was hoping the demo would be done at the end of February. That's not happening, but it's not gonna get done unless I work more on it. So I kind of have to just tough it out. Okay, this is not working. So what is it? Yeah, what is it about when we do a total line count incrementation here upon a space character that this is getting jacked up? Because it's like we're saying if the character we're at in our text index is a space and our last character was a space, then we're going to set our total line count to be incremented. Now this fixed the space issue, but it broke the reset for some reason, which why would it? Why would it? Because any of the things we just checked was a space character, but the last character was not a space, so why would this do? Nice. Yeah, dude, I mean, I agree too. I agree. We've been kind of blowing through all kinds of stuff. We've got a lot, you know, we got all the bats and the dungeon and the chasms and the crates and the pushable crates and the brakes and the all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we have been really at it. Okay, else last character was a space. If our line character count plus the word character count's greater than the end of the line, we increment our total line count. Okay, dude, I mean, it's not the page length that's the issue. That's right. Text index gets 1 here. What does that even mean? Why are we setting our text index to 1 right here? this is annoying. I was like on the verge of going to bed, but it was like just not quite there. Okay, line character count. We want the text index. I'm baffled. I'm truly baffled. So if we change this back to 3, everything's magically fixed? No. Okay, I gotta be losing my brain here. It counts the pages, dude. It counts the pages. It knows the current page. Yo, sounds good, man. Sounds good, man. Catch you later. might have to dig up the old git diff. Okay, right here, we flush our line count and line 1 result at line, what, 212? It's the only thing I could think of other than commenting out text index 1. Okay, let's look at that, 212. Yeah, we flushed all this here if P is pressed. Yo, okay, yeah. We'll see. He does stream kind of early sometimes, so I will do that for you. Son of a bitch, man. I might just call it a night, but I feel like I was like right there. So leave text index. It's got to be the finished printing, right? It's got to be the finished printing. Gotta be the finished printing, right? We just need to add finished printing to our flush text method, and I think we're good. As long as this works, as long as this doesn't crash, I won't have to cry. Son of a bitch, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Oh, I think we need this. I think we need this back on. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Son of a bitch, dude. Was our current page not equal to our last page? Was our current page still jacked up? Did we go back? Hold on. Did we go back to 2 on our total line count? No, we did not. Okay, we go back to 2 and we test normal ones. That works. Okay, this should be it. This should be it. Oh man. Okay, this should be it. If this isn't it, we're calling it. But it's gonna be it. It's gonna be it. Alright. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Ooh-wee. Let's test meditation. Should still work. This should work. Oh shit, we're not getting the 2 pages here. Oh, come on, what the fuck? What the... Meditate's fine, it's just 2 pages is not working here. Why would 2 pages... Are we doing our 2... Yeah, that should be... It says page length is 1 when it should be 2 here. If we change this to 3. We get it right. Okay, so it's just our math. Our math for total line count's wrong. If the character we find is a space and the last character we grabbed was a space, then we need to increment our total line count by a number, and that number changes depending on what line we are on. So we kind of need to do specific stuff, like if the line we are on is equal to 1, then our total line count needs to increment by 2. Because we are on the first line, we need to add the remainder lines, which would be 2. If we are on line of 2, we need to add a total line count of 1. Right? Right? No, page length of 1. Okay, so maybe if we're on page 1, we add all 3. If we're on the second page, add 2. Okay, that pulled the right length. Let's see if it works for here. Come on, man. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. We're looking for 6 page on a total line. Current page of 1. Total page length is going to be 6 here. Hopefully, we did it right. Total page length 6. Page length 6. That's it. That's it. Hopefully this is right. It does fix the issues. It fixed the issues we needed it to. We have multi-page dialogue in both the overworld and the cinematic state. This is it. This is great. This is great. Let's turn off debug and call it a freaking night, y'all. Turn up debug, make sure it's not rendering some weird stuff. Make sure this is working. I think so. I think so. So we're going to play this out and call it a night because I think this is it. So as long as we advance through the text, we succeeded. Are you okay? You don't remember anything? There's much to relearn, but take it slow. Meet me at the library when you are ready. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. We'll run credits here. Call it a night. It's been crazy. It's been fun. Thanks for hanging, y'all. We're gonna find a Primogen to raid if he's raidable. I don't think he's raidable. He's gone? Yo, what? He finished in like 2 minutes? We can raid Jed M because he's a dope dude. So. Oh, he hasn't started. Well, that's his fault. He's missing out on the biggest raid of his life. Yo, thanks for hanging, Katron. I'll catch ya. Yeah, man, you thought it was gonna take me the rest of the morning to figure out that bug, but I figured it out fast. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, you too. Yo, good luck with the kids in the morning. Good luck with the laundry. Have fun with the raid. Catch you later, homie.
Hey kids, you want to learn some math? You want to learn some math with Skittles?